ravioli from scratch with the help of my beautiful assistant wife, Rebecca.
Hello! And this is Kelly, my wonderful husband.
And the editor is by Jonah, me.
So for the pasta itself, it's just 3 simple ingredients. You can use all-purpose flour, but instead today, we're going to use 00 flour, which will give you more tender, lighter, softer pasta. And for that, we're going to need about 300 grams, which is about 1.75 cups. If you have a scale, you can weigh it out. If not, you can just kind of eyeball it up, 1.75 cups. Pinch of salt, kosher salt we use, and we'll use 3 eggs. That's 1 egg for every 100 grams of flour. All right, so we poured out our flour, and we made a well inside here, as you can see. And we're going to pour our eggs in the middle of the well. Like that. Give it a little pinch of kosher salt. And we're just going to kind of mix the eggs around and incorporate a little bit of flour at a time until all of our flour is incorporated into the eggs. Once it has, we're going to knead it for about 10 minutes until we get a nice texture to the pasta.
But it won't be 10 minutes for you. It'll only be about 30 seconds.
After we've kneaded it for 10 minutes, you should have something similar to Play-Doh here, nice and soft and smooth. And we're going to take some cling wrap. We're going to wrap it up real tight, and we're going to leave it in the fridge for at least 30 minutes.
Okay, so as our pasta's resting, we're going to make the ravioli filling. And what we have here is ricotta, and it's 8 ounces. I would recommend making homemade ricotta if you have the time. It's great. We made it the other day. We're going to make another video about how to make it, but it's super easy and fantastic. But that's 8 ounces of ricotta. And then we have 1/2 cup of provolone. Now provolone we found can be hard to shred. We put it in the freezer and freeze it and just dice it. It works great. Mozzarella as well. At room temperature it can be hard to shred, so freeze it. It's a great way to shred it. And this is 1/2 cup as well. And then we have cream cheese. Now another thing too about cream cheese, if it's not at room temperature, which this needs to be, one thing you can do is just take it out of the fridge and put another bowl with warm water underneath it and mash it up on top, and it warms it right up and it's ready to go. So we also have 1.5 teaspoons of dried parsley and an egg. So those are your ingredients.
Our dough's been in the fridge for about 45 minutes now, so it's ready to roll. We have ourselves here a pasta roller, but you do not need one of these for this recipe. All you need is a rolling pin. I'll let you know how to do that in a little bit. So what we're going to do is open it up, and we're going to cut off I'm going to cut off maybe about 1/4 of this. And then you want to rewrap this rest of this dough so it doesn't dry out. Put it over here. A little hack I like to use a basting brush with some flour. That way you can kind of get flour everywhere and spread it around so not everything sticks to it. Just like that. Then we're going to roll out our pasta a little bit, and we're going to run it through the machine, and we'll show you that in 2 seconds. So we've rolled out a nice sheet of pasta here that we're going to use. We have a nice little ravioli maker here, but if you don't have one of those, you don't need one. So we're going to use this, and this will be enough to make 12 raviolis. So if you don't have a pasta roller or a ravioli tray, you can just roll this out with your handy dandy roller, get it nice and paper thin like this. Just cut this here in half, put your dollops of your filling here, and put some egg wash in between, put your other piece on top, and then you can cut out your ravioli. So, if you do have one of these handy dandy little trays, you just want to brush the top with some flour, get it nice and floured, and on the part that pushes it down, we use Pam, we just give it a quick spray so it doesn't stick to the pasta. With my handy assistant here.
Wife.
We just want to stretch it out over there, nice and easy, and then gently push down on this to put little indents in there. And then I'm just going to use this bench scraper. You can use a knife. Just cut off the excess here. And then we pop this out.
Very carefully.
Yes, because this is thin as paper.
And we'll send this over to the filling station.
Okay, so you're going to take a little bit of this egg wash and put it around the ravioli so to help it not stick. And once you get that, just kind of get it in the corners here. You're going to put about a teaspoon of ravioli in each little hole. Not too much or it'll burst open.
Be sure not to speak moistly. So after your filling is in, we're going to take that other half of the top sheet we made and put it on top. Make sure it fits over all the sides.
Kind of pack it down. Gentle though.
Gently, yeah. And then we're going to gently take our rolling pin, roll it across, nice and easy in the first lap. And then we're just going to roll it out until you can see these little cutters in here. Just going to roll it out till we see metal like right down in here. And you can see that's made a nice cut. On the outsides. It's almost a two-person job because usually one of us will have to hold it in place.
Really helps to make sure you get all of that.
Yeah, so that they will fall nicely out of the tray if you roll it out real nice and get all these whoops these cuts. All right, and I think
Almost there.
we're almost there.
Don't roll over your partner's fingers.
That's right. All right, that looks good. So now we're just going to pull away the excess around the outside. And we're going to carry this over. What we like to do, we like to freeze these separately before we put them in a bag to freeze them, if we're not using them right away. So we line a cookie sheet with parchment and lightly flour it. Pop these over. Oops.
Dusty, be careful when you pop them.
Yeah.
And then they should pop out nicely because we floured this up. And voila.
Voila.
The ravioli
There
looks
you go.
like ravioli.
So we're just going to stick this in the freezer while we make the rest of we should end up with about 48 ravioli. So we're going to make the other 36 of these. We'll stick them all in the freezer just to flash freeze them real quick. And we will be back. All right, and here we have the finished product. We have 48 beautiful cheese stuffed ravioli that we're going to cook up.
Exciting.
So we put our ravioli into a big pot of salted boiling water for 4 minutes.
And we're accompanying it with some marinara and homemade pesto Alfredo sauce.
This is the dish, and now I'm gonna eat it. Here we go. We're gonna taste test this. Low on it because it's very hot. There's so much flavor in that. The pesto sauce is amazing. It's all creamy. Tomato sauce or marinara. perfect ravioli. It passed the taste test. Thanks for watching, and bye. Subscribe if you want to see more cooking videos. And guess what? We have bloopers. Here's a blooper reel.
Fantastic. So we're going to make a future recipe. So be on the lookout for that. Sorry.
So for the pasta, you just need 3 simple ingredients. We're using 00 pasta, but you can use all-purpose. Oh, cut.
Cut what? Whoa, be careful.
You have to show.
And subscribe if you want to see more cooking videos. And guess what? We have bloopers. Here's a blooper reel.